I'm not gonna lie, this is hilarious. Oh my goodness. So, I don't know about you guys, but I am so sick and tired of this cyclical outrage, because that's what it is, right? Every single year, when it comes to February, what happens? Oh, why do we have Black History Month? Why don't we have White History Month? Look, you know what? Why do we even have Black History Month? We should even have Black History Month, okay? Every single year, when June comes, why is there gay pride? Why is there pride merchandise going on? Why are all these companies having pride merchandise and stuff? The same outrage during the same months, during the same time period. It's every single year, bruh. And I'm tired of it. I'm over it, right? I don't know. It just seems like a pattern. And I'm like, I feel like I'm in the Matrix. I'm like, does anyone not see that this is the same thing that happens every single year, politically speaking? But nevertheless, this brings us to our most recent faux outrage. And that is the outrage over Target. Now, I was, made to believe that Target was targeting the kids, no pun intended. So I'm thinking, what is going on? What is Target doing, right? Did they find out there's an undercover, ring where they were trafficking kids or something like that? Like, what's happening? Were they giving money to Weinstein? Like, what's the deal here? Do they have like a whole casting couch for being a Target manager? I'm like, my brain is racing. I'm just thinking of all this type of stuff. But no, it's none of that. You want to know what people are screaming and crying about? And once again, the conservative right has bastardized another term, grooming. Lord, they already got woke, bruh. Now they're getting grooming. And they're upset because during Pride Month, which is June, that there is merchandise that is LGBT. And some of the merchandise is for kids. I kid you not. I kid you not, as God is my witness, that is what this whole outrage is about. That's what this whole backlash is about. That there is merchandise for kids that is LGBT friendly. And they view that as grooming, which is completely idiotic. Listen, let me just break this down to you when it comes to conservatives and all this nonsense. Conservatives seem to have a very bipolar take when it comes to the alphabet. When it comes to black people, we are extremely conservative, extremely socially conservative. I am conservative, right? The Republican Party, the Conservative Party, whatever, they're the liberal ones, which is why I have an issue, because there's not really that big of a difference in some cases in many of these issues when it comes to the Republican and Democrat Party. They have this concept of like the good alphabet, right? And then the good alphabet consists of Dave Rubin, even though, he's with a man and is about to, have a surrogacy, okay? But, they outraged over that. You have Rob Bussy Smith. You have Blair White. You have Caitlyn Jenner. These are the good alphabet. You have the walkaway movement, Brandon Straka. You have the persistence guy with the long hair, looks like a woman. These are the good alphabet of the conservative movement. Now, the problem I have with this is that this is why I call it a bipolar argument. Because if you were to ask any of these people, right, if you were to ask Dave Rubin, hey, when did you know you were gay? What did you think that Dave Rubin's gonna say? Well, I was just born that way, right? Is that not what he's gonna say? I knew at a very young age. If you ask Rob Bussy Smith, hey, when did you know you were, a bussy monster? What do you think Rob Bussy Smith is gonna say? Well, I knew at a really young age. I knew I was just born that way. That's what they're gonna say, bruh. So, once again, the theme of born this way, which has already been established, is now rooted, and nobody's pushing back against that. No one in the Republican Party, no Republican representative, no one is pushing against or back against born that way. So, follow me. I know it's a scary journey. It's called intellectual consistency. If they were in fact born that way, and they're adults now, what do you think that means? That means that when they were a kid, yes, they were in fact gay. That's what that means. You may not like it, you may not agree with it, but that's what's been established. And it's been established via Democrats and via Republicans. be a liberals and be a conservatives. So if they were in fact born that way, how on God's green earth is pride shirts, okay, for the youth grooming? Because what they're going to throw back at you is that, when they have, a shirt of, I don't know, a mother and father, the nuclear family on a shirt, well, that's grooming. Would you consider that grooming? No, you wouldn't consider that grooming. But the problem is you don't have an argument to say why that's not grooming and why this is grooming. Because what they try to say is that, oh, it's sexualizing children. That's the argument that they try to say. But that argument doesn't hold up. How is having a pride shirt on a kid sexualizing them? Does that make any sense? There's nothing inherently sexual about a rainbow. There's nothing inherently sexual about saying, I don't know, trans kids always exist on a shirt for a child. There's nothing inherently sexual about that. Nothing whatsoever. Because, once again, they are in fact born that way. So if that's who they are, then how are we sexualizing them to say that, hey, well, they just enjoy pride just like everyone else? You can celebrate Black History Month without saying that you're black, okay? It's not blackface if you put on a Frederick Douglass shirt during, Black History Month. That's not how that works. So this whole argument of sexualizing kids and, oh, they're grooming, it doesn't make any logical sense whatsoever. Because conservatives are welcoming in the alphabet. It's under this guise of, these are the good alphabet. Those are the bad alphabet. And do you think Dave Rubin is not going to bring his child up among the alphabet? Is that what you think? Do you think any of these people who adopt, right, on the right and are part of the LGBT, do you think that that's not going to be presented towards them in their lifespan, in their lifetime? Do you think they're not going to be around that community? Is that considered grooming? Because if that's the case, we're going to go all the way to, hey, well, alphabet, people shouldn't be allowed to adopt and whatnot. And no one's making that argument. No one on the right is making that argument who is of any prominence. Of course not. So this whole outrage of Target is crazy. I think the bigger picture at hand, which I find to be mind-blowing, I'm absolutely flabbergasted by this inconsistency. But the issue is that they have managed to make these white conservatives more upset over Target and Bud Light than they are over Daniel Schaefer, than they are over Tony Timpa, than they are over Hunter Britton. That's what I find to be absolutely magical. They have them so concerned with this stuff over here, which is inconsequential to your average person's life, all right? When was the last time, I don't know, you went in Target and was like, oh my God, cover your eyes, little Timmy? No, of course not, okay? When was the last time they're like, what are we arguing about here? It's June, it's Pride Month. Of course there's gonna be Pride merchandise. Duh. Like, if you're gonna be triggered about that, then this is just fragility. There are bigger issues at hand, and they have these simpletons, these dolts, focus on something that's completely nonsensical, that's completely irrelevant, that they've already accepted. That's what you fail to understand. So once again, it's LGBTQIA+. What, did you think they were going to stop at the G? Did you think they were going to stop at the B? No, of course not. So what's eventually going to happen, give it, I say, a few more years, 3 to 5, tops, few more years, there's going to be something else that the right is going to be upset about. And they're going to accept the T. Okay, they're going to accept trans, just as they've done with Blair White, Caitlyn Jenner, and the rest. That's no longer going to be an issue, just as they've done with gay marriage. Who's the last Republican president or last Republican representative that you heard speak out against gay marriage? You tell me. Where it's like, hey, we need to get gay marriage reversed with the same fervor that they have for abortion. You tell me. It's not happening. Why? Because they've accepted it. So once again, the whole saying, what is it, that the right is just the left just a few years behind? It stands to be true. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not you believe, Lucas, all right, this is horrible. They're targeting the kids. This is grooming. We got to stop them. We got to fight and save the country. Or if you believe that fight is already, you've already conceded that fight. Republicans, conservatives have already conceded that fight. This is a masquerade. Okay, that's what this is. Nevertheless, if you happen to disagree, well, you're in luck because today's disagreement day. How it works is that disagreement days are typically held Friday through Sunday. There'll be a number on screen. You call in, we duke it out. Either or, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe. Oh, that fun stuff. And until next time, guys, be amazing. Duh.